Two bears, one cave. So you accidentally knocked over the Red Bull, and you
That's what happens when you leave drinks around. So I got shocked on it.
That's true. You had texted me this thing, and I started to see a little bit of a clip of it on Instagram, but I didn't even want to watch it because I was so excited when you texted me this that I was like, I can't wait to see him in person for you to tell me like in detail what happened.
I'm getting more blind, turns out. Mm-hmm. Or I'm just getting older. I don't really know what it is. We saw me spill that, obviously. Things like that are happening all the time. I'm walking into the side of the dresser. I'm doing things like that lately. Ali Macofsky had me come over to do her podcast, and she tapes it up in like the hills somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's not like her house. I don't know whose house it is.
But you take it, what, an Uber there or something?
I took an Uber there. Yeah. I was already running late. I get there. I don't know Ali Macofsky, by the way, very well. We've seen each other. We've met, but we haven't like ever had a conversation before. Yeah. So this was kind of like a nice to meet you situation. And I get to the door. First of all, the Uber drops me off like a block. Not a block, like there's no blocks up there in the hills, but it might as well have been like 9 houses away. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I hear her yelling. I can't see. It's dark. I hear her going like, Josh. And I'm like, I'm just wandering around like an asshole in the street going around. Like, I'm trying to figure it out.
To be fair, for a person with good vision, the hills kind of neighborhoods are
dark.
But it's totally confusing and it's easy to get lost up there.
So it's super dark. And so we get to where she tapes it. And she walks me into this gate, which is, by the way, the facade is a structure. It is not just like a fence. It is whatever that kind of Spanish concrete, whatever that shit is, where it's like Art Deco or whatever. I don't know, thinking about concrete. But it is like that. So I feel like I'm walking into a home, not walking into a yard.
Right. Okay.
I feel like I'm in the yard and now I'm walking into the house.
Now you're in the house. Okay.
The foyer, I thought.
Right.
So I get in the house and I walk to the side, as you do in a stranger's home, like thinking like, I don't know where I'm going, so I'll just like let someone lead the way.
Sure.
So I kind of walk up off to the side. There's things on there, like little shoes or whatever. And I walk and I take one step and I fall into a moat. Like straight in. Completely submerged.
Submerged.
8-foot moat. Like this moat, I touched the bottom and remember pushing myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
So essentially it's like you walked into someone's pool, basically.
I pencil dove into a pool, the deep end of a pool. And then I just like pulled myself out and I'm like, I can't believe that just happened. And I'm just like, I'm all right. Like I say it in the clip here. I'm like, I'm soaking wet in that clip, by the way. I took off.
Yeah, I can see.
I had another shirt on over that shirt that I was just like, fuck it. I took that off.
So right here, you're fresh out of that moat.
Well, I mean, I went to the bathroom and like wrang out all of my clothes the best that I could.
Are you sitting on a towel?
Yeah, a couple towels actually. And then I was like, should I sit back? There's at one point they show the moat in this clip. I don't know if you can pan around and find it. The still, so you could see the kind of, but it was dark at the time. So if it was the daytime, I would have seen it.
Right.
Hands up. It was dark. And I thought I was just walking on a different color floor. And I swear I remember just my foot stepping in and I go, that's water? And then I just went all the way, because she even said, she was like, I'm surprised there's the moat right there. That's what I walked into. So it's actually open air. Did not know that when I got in there, because I was completely pitch black.
So when you walk through that gate, you're walking obviously this way towards us, right?
Yes, and there was that concrete slab, and to me it looked like that was something in the way, and I needed to walk around it.
Oh, so on either side is water of the slab. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could see there on the slab, the water goes underneath the slab. That's its bridge. There wasn't the toys and I would have seen a beach ball.
Sure.
Shit. But
when you came out though, did you want to die? Like
I came out at first and we just looked at each other and I was like, what happens now? I don't even know.
Yeah.
And of course I want, I don't get embarrassed, but that was easily the most, because it's like, if it was like,
isn't there something?
Give me an example. If it was like fucking, I don't know, Earl Skakel's podcast, I would have been like, sorry, I fell in your moat, Earl.
Yeah.
But Allie's like a cool girl. Like I'm like nervous a little bit.
There's
around
something
her.
different about being embarrassed in front of a woman.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
That you don't know.
That you don't know,
especially.
yes.
So it's
and how
like,
was she like, what did she say?
I couldn't even imagine when I first looked at her. I just saw her face and she was like, but she on the I mean, we did a whole podcast afterwards, so we kind of flushed it out. But she even said, she was like, you walked into it so like almost confidently that I thought that was like your thing. Like you were like you're like the new Steve-O or something, and you're just doing like a bit.
And you're like,
she goes, is he doing a bit right now? Like she really like at first.
Wow.
But I got out and I'm like, I was so cold. It was freezing, by the way.
Oh, that's
and
way
I'm like,
worse.
I was talking in like I was in Titanic where I couldn't, like I was like, I am so sorry. Like, and she's like, oh my God. And like, she goes, is your phone okay? And thankfully it was.
Wow. That's really,
I can't believe the case that I have.
And that's really a thoughtful question too.
Yeah. She immediately, that was the first thing and it was in my back pocket.
Yeah.
I had like it on with my headphones still. And like, I had a mask. I had everything still on me.
Fully submerged.
Fully clothed and all the way under, dude.
Jesus.
And then pulled myself out like I was the fucking chicken Fast Eyes at Ridgemont High out of that thing.
But do you also
she even
feel
said,
like
she was like, how did you not hit your head or something?
Yeah.
Trying to like, because this is the thing about being blind for so long. When you make a mistake, you have to go all in because otherwise that's how you hurt yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So once I felt my foot in the water, all of me's got to go in that water because otherwise if I go, oh, I'm all of a sudden I crack my head on the side of the
water. It was actually, yes, I've experienced the same thing with like these injuries where I go like, don't fight against something that's just like let things happen.
Yeah.
Let movements happen because my fear is that overcompensating for a little mistake could lead to like cracking my fucking head on something.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine if I tried to like, because it's narrow. Imagine if I just fucking cracked my skull on the side of it and then I'm just floating in that boat.
Oh man.
Blood's everywhere. Dude, what would she do?
She would be like,
I just met her for 5 minutes.
Pull out your fucking camera. Pull out your camera.
She just tapes her podcast there. She has to tell the owner of the house and some blind guy just fucking smashed his face into the side of it.
And the guy's like, what are you talking about? She's like, here, I'm gonna send you this picture. You're just like floating.
I kind of wish that happened to me so many reasons, but because of the fact that she would have had to explain that to people, that would have been the best bit of all time.
Oh my God.
And it cracked my skull.
It would be worse too if you had cracked your shit, bled and everything, but you're paralyzed but not dead. And then you wake up more blind and like and doing one of those like
I show up to the comedy store. Hey, Ali, I have to like be the reminder.
The store has to build a ramp to the stage for you. the Potter fucking ramp.
Can't do shows in the belly room.
Like you're like he has to do the main room.
They have to get all the door guys have to carry me up there.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my God. I think it would have been more I think it would have I mean shit, I should just get one of those now.
That was a great set.
You know what? I think that should just be my mode of transportation in preparation. You know, like why wait till I get paralyzed? I mean, it is inevitable the way I
start doing it.
The way I'm Mr. Magooing into moats already. I might as well just get the chair, and learn how to use it now while I can still function. I just would have liked if I would have died and then she would have like maybe been accused of it. That would have been a real nightmare for her to have to like figure that out.
What if you reached out right now to your upcoming dates and just go, you guys got a wheelchair ramp? They're like, what?
I think a lot of them do, to be honest with you.
Well, if it's a new building, yes. But I'm sure that a lot of like the
because I've seen a lot of wheelchair comics at clubs.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, like at mics and stuff like that, you know? So I think like either they go up the ramp or someone helps them.
It's gotta, like, because we know what most club owners are like. They're just pieces of shit, you know?
Yeah.
And like, it's gotta be so annoying the first time they're like, hey, do you have a ramp? Because there's a guy that wants to do a spot. And they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, man.
I'm not going to, but I could name at least 4 of them that were like, I have to hire this goddamn interpreter to do sign language.
Yes.
They hate that. They hate when that happens.
Yep.
But one deaf person comes in and they got to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Bert and Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.